want to store. Okay, let me give some of the underscores to make it more clear. So want to store. So this will be the general syntax. Firstly, we'll write the data type of the variable that we're trying to make. Next, variable name is equals to value that you want to store. So using this generalized syntax that I've written over here, let me define 2 or 3 different variables. Before that, let me include the header files, hash include iostream, and using namespace std. This is the standard stuff that we follow in every C++ program, and here we have our main function. So let me define a variable of integer type integer where 1 is equals to 50. So let's understand the statement with the help of the generalized syntax that I have written over here in the comment. So data type is the first requirement, and here the data type is the keyword int. So what it is telling that this var1 is a variable and it is of integer type. So data type, variable name is var1 is equal to, and on the right hand side of is equal to, we'll write the value that we want to store inside this var1. So 50 will be stored into var1. If I save the program and if I try to run this, it's taking the time for compilation. Okay, we won't get any output because I'm not using any cout statement. So if I write cout and if I try to print value of var1, so I'll get 50 as the output. So as you can see on the screen, we are having 50 in the output. So this was one example for integer type variable. Let me define a floating point variable. So float var2 is equals to 75.32. So now here the syntax is exactly similar. The only things that have changed is instead of defining a variable of integer type, I am using the float keyword, which allows me to use decimal point numbers. I cannot assign decimal type numbers to the integer variables. Now if I try to print the value for var2, I'll save the code and run this one more time. So okay, what I'll do, I'll just give endl over here, so I'll get the output into 2 different lines. Now as you can see, for you do this, and here in the next line I'll write a1 is equals to cin, and okay, not like this, I'll write cin for a1, and if I save this code and let me run it one more time, and I'm getting an option to store a value. So let's say 98, and okay, to display the value for a1, what I can do, in the next line I can have a cout statement, and I can write here a1 is equal to the value of a1. So whatever value that I'll store into a1 will be visible over here. So let me save this code and run it one more time. So as you can see, if I enter 56, so I'm getting a1 is equals to 56. I'll run it one more time for a different value, so you will have a better understanding. This time let me enter 25, so a1 25. So what I'm trying to do over here, instead of using the